Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks preview. Today I would like to talk about a tank which is already in the game files since 9.19.1 but will be more and more important for 9.20, and it will be the WZ-120-1G FT. It is the tier 8 Chinese premium tank destroyer. Now you ask yourself, well, RagingRaptor, why is this one important for us to know? Quite simply, dear questioner, this tank is going to be, with a rather high likelihood, the tank which we will get before the Chinese tank destroyer branch will be released. I'm making the statement, it could be that Wargaming is not going to do this way to do it, but I'm pretty darn sure that Wargaming will release a tier not a tier 10, but in general a tank destroyer of the Chinese tank destroyer line. Beforehand it will release the full Chinese tank tree line, because it's everything like that. It used to be with the heavy tank number 6, it used to be with the Poodle, it used to be with the Skoda T40, it used to be with the Stridswagen, please kill me because the name is so long, AMX with an autoloader. So yeah. Now I guess we have a look at this rather special vehicle. We're also going to make a little comparison between the Rheinmetall Skorpion G Waffenträger as well as the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger as well as the WZ-111 Tier 8 Tank Destroyer. But first the stats. The gun is in my opinion a rather interesting choice. It's a 122mm gun which you would find on the SU-101 and a SU-122-54 and an IS-4 or 113, what you like to call it. It's the 440 damage gun with 248mm of penetration, which is a rather good value. It's better than the one on the Scorpion G. It's the same like the T-34 as far as I remember, and it's worse than an youuuu or a Stridswagen or a UDES. Well, for that it gets heat penetration with 310 penetration, which is a really good value. 61 penetration with HE, 530 damage. Accuracy wise, 0.37 or 0.35 with a rather good crew is definitely something you can look forward to. It's not too accurate like a UDES, but it's also not as inaccurate as a youuuu 152, because let's be honest, with this tank you hardly hit anything. But the most important part about this thing is that I personally lived after the standard, the Triforce of tanks. Mobility, gun stats and armor. And I think this tank is on the verge of being really good, because it has the mobility, it has the gun stats, and well, the armor is also not too bad. We'll have a quick look at the armor. As you can see, it's a 120mm plate on the sides and 140 around the gun mantle roughly, or 120 plus a little bit of a spaced armor. It's nothing really extraordinary, let's be honest. The same goes with the side armor, it's 60 or 80mm, so nothing really important. But this tank has 6 degrees gun depression, so when we can get it somehow like this, yes, we'll see. Oh well, this tank goes from, okay, let's say that this tank will stand hold down, so the lower plate will be a huge weak spot, let's be honest here. But now, well, you can have to 231mm effective armor to up to 260mm roughly, and 270 to around 300 and even more. Now let's say he is looking like this, so a little bit to the side. That was a little bit too much. Yeah, that looks great. The effective armor decreases on one side, obviously, 240 to 250, but on the other side it goes up for 260 as well. So, being hold down, this tank actually has a sufficient enough armor to hold off same tiered opponents. Good, I have to say that right now in the current matchmaking, things don't really look that great for tier 8. Nevertheless, just think about this. This tank is standing frontally towards you and you're in IS. You have 175mm of penetration. You have a hard time penetrating that shit. Excuse me for the wording, but it is like it is. this tank will be especially good when it comes to being top tier, because then you can play it like a SU-122-44, a tank which is simply having great camouflage, great speed and great DPM. And this tank also holds up such promises. Not only that it has decent enough health, decent enough fuel range. When you have rather good crew and binos, you get to a sufficient load of fuel range. Sadly, what is not showing here is camouflage values, sadly. But we can argue that this tank is really flat. Why can we argue that? Excuse me, I want to have the visual model, because simple look at it right now. It's a WZ-120 hull, and a WZ-120 is not that high, and it's just a hull with a little bit of superstructure. So we'll certainly have a good camouflage value. But well, again, DPM, you might say 2800, yes, that sounds strong, and it certainly is with those gun stats, because a Rheinmetall Scorpion G surely does more damage, but okay, and he also has more accuracy, but the DPM is 300 damage less. And with this tank, with this nice little tank, you can actually play aggressive. Don't forget, you have a 50 kilometers top speed and a slightly worse HP to ton ratio than Scorpion G, plus 20 kilometers per hour reverse speed. Honestly, this tank looks strong, really strong. Also, I kind of don't understand things right now. What I want to see is the tons of the vehicle. 45. It doesn't really make a lot of sense if you think about it. The Scorpion G weighs 6 tons more, having legit no armor, than a WZ-120. Yeah, wargaming, whatever. Anyway, again, you have decent enough mobility, you have decent enough power to weight ratio, and let's be honest, when you look at this Rheinmetall Waffenträger, it's just miserably bad. And well, you have a lot better DPM. Okay, let's put the normal gun on it, and you still have the best DPM of those TDs. And it does not stop there. The one crucial thing about this tank is though that its terrain resistance, those values here, are a lot better than the one on the Rheinmetall or on the Rheinmetall Scorpion or on the Rheinmetall Waffenträger. And those soft values stats can make a big difference. That's why, for example, the Object 260 is so much more agile than the IS-7, even though the IS-7 got the same amount of horsepower right now. And it's only a little bit heavier, because the IS-7 has such bad terrain resistance. If you wish, I really just want to quickly show this to the guys which probably never heard of that thing. Let's take the normal IS-7 Object 260. As you can see, 125, 173, 297 has the IS-7, and 125, 163, 240. Just this little bit on the medium and soft terrain makes the Object 260 just so much better and so much more agile. And as you can see, the HP to ton ratio is, sure it is more, but the IS-7 is, because of that, it's so sluggish. But well, back to this tank. Seriously, 6 degrees gun depression, 15 gun elevation, also not too shabby. Well, the Scorpion G has a little bit more on the side, a little bit less on the front. The Rheinmetall Borsig has only 5 all around. So yeah, let's also have a look at some other tanks which could be competitive, like the AMX Canon du Assault. He has a better DPM, a lot better DPM. For that you have even better. You just see the colors, let's be honest here. You have better armor, you have better health, you have, well, worse top speed, sadly, a worse power to weight ratio, yes. But you also have a lot more armor, while the AMX Canon du Assault has more gun stat when it comes to accuracy and such things. Nevertheless, I really got a feeling that this tank here, the WZ-120, will be our tier A tank, which we will get for the Chinese 3, and plus it just looks really strong. We can also have now a comparison with the WZ-111, and I want to have a look that this tank has the top gun, which is this 100. It can have the same gun, and now let's have a look if we can compare it to the WZ. Look at that. Same gun, 600 damage less. Better gun, 300 damage per minute less. Sure, you have more damage and more penetration, accuracy stays the same, aim time is slightly better, but nevertheless, a lot of things are kind of worse. Sure, you have more superstructure armor, but it's not really that worth it. Let's be honest here. And all the other things, top speed is worse, reverse speed is worse, power to weight ratio is worse, traverse speeds is worse, terrain resistances are worse. Okay, you have better gun traverse angles, woohoo. Something, it's something. But nevertheless, this tank, the WZ-120-1G FT, really looks strong, and I'll be fearing that tank a little bit because it simply has everything you need to make a tank strong. Why is an Object 140 so strong? It has really good gun stats, really good mobility, and really good armor. And this is what makes a tank really strong, when maybe even a little bit OP. Well, probably OP, let's be honest here. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I could give you some information about the WZ-120-1G FT. What did you know? What do you think about this tank? Do you think it will be blatantly OP? Do you think it will be balanced? Will it be a good tier 8 premium tank? Certainly I think it will be, but I also think it will be really strong, and it's not really something you want to have when you had a fiasco with the Chrysler GF, with the Patriot, and so on Defender likes. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you think. Thanks for watching and have a great last part of your weekend.